And we are live. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is Passion for Purpose at the Tribe Unity headquarters, and my name is V, or the real V Fournier on Instagram. I have the pleasure of having the A-Team event company here, who I met a while ago, actually. Now,
So almost
a year ago, right?
Almost.
At the Rockstar Marketing Conference,
Exactly.
boot camp.
Yeah.
My gosh, by the way, that was an awesome boot camp. I definitely learned a lot of information about marketing on there. Definitely. But before, we get into kind of, because you guys have so much knowledge, and I'm so excited to crack open your brains right now.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of listeners that are into, Passion is saying I'm too loud now. See that? Shout out to Passion, Jeff Films for making all of this happen.
They're legit.
Yeah, for sure. See, now I lost my train of thought, Passion. Anyways.
Where we met. We met
at Rockstar.
At Rockstar Marketing Bootcamp almost a year ago.
Right, we met a year ago. Thank you.
It was an instant connection.
It totally was an instant connection. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they work a lot of event production. So if that's what I was saying, I know that a lot of you guys want to know how to put on a 5 to 6 figure event. These are the guys. Like, this is what they do, and this is all they do, and they work with so many different clients. Exactly. So please introduce yourselves and what you guys do with the company.
Yeah. So my name is Alexis Caldecott. And so I own A-Team Event Company along with my husband Aaron, and he'll introduce himself. But so what we specialize in doing is we help mission-driven entrepreneurs that want to make a big impact put on 5 to 6 multiple 6-figure events. And we show them how to do that and do those events, whether it's 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. And so small events are the way to go. So that's what we do. That's how we help them do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So my name is Aaron Caldecott, again, A-Team Event Company, and we help people with strategy. We don't just, a lot of people kind of throw us in the term of being event planners. We consider ourselves event strategists. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because when people have a strategy and a plan to follow, that really is what gets, or they have success through that. So we're able to put a plan together for them specifically and then implement it, and that's what creates the 5 to 6 figures.
Nice. Now, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of events. Tribe Unity, we work with the entertainment industry, right? So we do everything from like open mics, huge concerts, festivals, to these business conferences, panels, seminars.
Yeah.
So what kind of events do you guys specialize in?
Yeah, so we specialize in events where people are doing an event because they want to get clients out of it. So especially in the service-based industry. So whether you're a coach or a consultant of some kind, you have a service, a program, something like that, whether it's a mastermind program you're trying to fill, a group coaching program, or you just want some one-on-one clients and do some done-for-you services for them. That's really our bread and butter is people that are in the service-based industry. And they also, the people we love to work with are the people that see how the work they do makes an impact on the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
So motivational coaches, influencers.
Yeah. Yep. Coaches, not just coaches, but people that just have a passion. So that's why we love your podcast and what you do with that on passion, because that's what we're all about. We get to be a part of that ripple effect with the impact that their events make, which is really cool.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, your qualifying process, and how do you guys qualify? Like, who do you guys like to work with? Who do you guys work with, and how can they work with you?
Well, one of the things that we're finding is a lot of people are kind of timid, or they're a little intimidated when they hear the word event, that they think it's got to be this big extravaganza and it's got to be 400 or 500 plus people. And we're finding a lot of people, when we talk to them and tell them that the small is the new big, and these events really can sometimes have a much bigger impact because there's maybe a little less volume in people, but there's the intimacy when they're working with people. There's a more like a tribe situation, right? You can really kind of roll up your sleeves and work with the people at your event so that they feel a little more taken care of at it. So who we like to work with is individuals, as far as size or how we do the qualifying, honestly, it's about where they are in their business. So it's not that we would disqualify or we would say, well, you're not ready. It's like, you're ready, but what are you ready for? So the workshops versus a 3-day event versus a retreat, all of those things, we kind of help them really break down what they should be focusing on and what's best for their attendees or their tribe.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about where they're at, where they're at in their business and what their goals are of where they want their business to go. So, like Aaron said, that's such an important point that, you know, they think it needs to be such this big event, and you can start small. You can start with a small workshop even, or a half-day event where you have, you know, maybe 10, even 20 people there, and still turn it into a big success.
Yeah. 1,000%.
So, yeah. So that's part of the pre-qualification, and that is meeting them where they're at.
Okay.
And I would just throw in too that even if someone comes to this and they're completely brand new, again, being the strategists, we help them on the road to get to the point where they're even start ready to put on their own events. So even if they're completely new, brand new idea,
Right.
brand new everything, it's like, it doesn't say, well, okay, well, go off and just disappear for a little while. It's like, here's A, B, C, and D. Go ahead and take care of these things.
Right.
We'll help you along the way. And then at that point, now you're ready to start doing your events.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I have some influencers actually that are a huge part of the tribe, and you know we do conferences as well. So and I have so many people out there that are, you know, influencers, and they want to put on those type of conferences. So let's kind of give them some tips. What is it going to take?
Ooh. All right.
What is it going to take
Okay.
in order to put on a, you know, like a 400 to 500 event without going broke?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because events are the path for big profits, but it's also the path for the poorhouse
Yeah.
if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So yeah, it's really important that there's so many factors that go into it, but that's what we help them do is to make sure that they're not biting off more than they can chew. So if it's your first time event and maybe you could fill the room with 500 people, is that really the best thing to start out with? Maybe we look at doing something a little smaller first, get your feet wet, get some experience, make some money, right? And then maybe look at doing a little bit bigger, but it's really a case by case basis.
And as far as if they really do feel they're ready, maybe they have a big following and they are ready for that. You know, some of the tips are, what's underutilized is how valuable sponsors can be in offsetting a lot of the costs.
Yeah.
And it's not just a matter of running out there and saying, oh, I'm going to get this person and they're going to give me money to do this and this. It's very, again, I keep using that word strategic, but it's who are these sponsors that are going to work well with the attendees, who's going to be a good fit for them. But again, even though just knowing those sponsors and bringing those sponsors in can do so much to defer a lot of the costs that they would have to outshell for themselves.
Okay.
Right.
So for some people putting on, you know, events that, you know, are kind of beginners, how can they get sponsors?
Well, first we have to make sure that they have the right strategy for their event, because they have to make sure that their messaging is tight and make sure that their ideal client is very well defined and who's going to attend this event, because you have to look at your event from the eyes of the sponsor in order to really get the right ones and to get, you know, big ones, right? So they, with everyone, what the attendee and the sponsor, they're thinking in their mind, what's in it for me? So you have to look at it from their standpoint of what can I offer the sponsors so that they see that this is something that they can make money from as well. So yes, it's about, you want to cover some of your costs of the event, but it's also how can this be a win-win situation for yourself and the sponsor.
Right.
So that's the first step that we work with them, is they have to make sure that they have their process and their messaging for their event really defined very well of who's going to be in the room, so they can provide some of the details that a high-paying sponsor is going to want to know.
Okay, so once they have that all together and it's all packaged up, what's the next step?
Yeah. Well, in some of our packages, we teach people how they can reach out to the sponsors themselves, or some of our packages, we actually do that for them, because it can be a process to get that. And if it's your first event, we like to make sure that we set the expectation right. You know, since it's your first event, sponsors want some proof that you've done this before. It's a proven concept. So your first time around, maybe you're not going to get the $20,000 sponsor, but you might get a few at 5, or you might get a few at 10.
Right.
Right. So looking at being realistic, you know, we have to curb our appetite sometimes.
Right.
So yeah. So creating a sponsorship packet for them, creating some creative ways for people to get in front of them and make sure that it is a win-win situation. It's not just that the sponsor's going to have their logo up on your screen at the event, or they're not just going to have their logo in your agenda that you're going to hand out to people. It's looking at ways that the sponsor can get some time in front of your people and share their message in a creative way to actually like generate some leads out of it, because that's what they want. Right. So we always like to have our sponsors have some kind of stage time in some way, shape, or form when they're doing a sponsorship at our client's event, because without that, it's just a logo on a screen. And the only one that gets excited about that is the sponsor. Right. Right? You know, unless you're Coca-Cola and you have this huge brand awareness. Right. You know, so sometimes it's also going for the smaller sponsors as well. Okay. That are looking to partner with your ideal client. Okay.
And I would say for the smaller events, this is kind of interesting because we're from a smaller area. We're from Rochester, New York. So for us to say local events and local sponsors would be where they would focus, because they would make sense in that community. With LA, we're learning. We're from across the country. So depending on where someone is located that they want to do the event, is it in LA? Well, local sponsors will still work, but it's a different dynamic, but it's still something that we can work with. But if someone goes further out and they're away from the big cities, that's where local sponsors become really, really important and vital to their success.
So would you say that it's probably better to actually go into smaller cities then instead of having it in bigger cities?
No, not necessarily. And I think to Aaron's point is in LA you have more variety, you have more access to other larger companies. But if you're just getting started and it's your first event, again, they need some proof of concept if they're going to shell out some major sponsor dollars. So, you know, who are some strategic alliances that may not be the huge multi-million-dollar brand, but they're still going to be willing and see the opportunity if they just invest a few thousand, and that's going to cover your expenses. So again, it's really a case-by-case basis to see where is the best place for someone to start. You know, events are simple at the end of the day, right? Not always easy, but they're simple as long as you have the right process to follow. So you have to look at where you currently are and then decide what sponsorship levels, what packages size that you want to have. And maybe the best investment and the people to partner with are someone that is starting to build their business and are more at a level of where you're at and have the same ideal client as you.
Okay, so what I got from that for sponsorship, guys, was that you essentially get to create a package, know where you're at, know what your market is, so you can create a package, and then create a win-win for yourself and the sponsor, and you know, make sure that it's not just a logo on, you know, the screen or whatever. It's more than that. That they actually get time in front of other people. So whether it's them setting up a table.
Yep.
Or getting up on stage, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good Cliff Notes. Yeah.
Well, you know, because it's Facebook,
it's
so
great.
sometimes you just gotta, you know, Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
That's how I do my things.
That's good.
Okay, so but the next part is, how do you sell that many tickets? Like 400 to 500. I mean, I know you guys work with specific clients, and you know, I started working with you guys a little bit, so I kind of got a little bit of the beginning process.
Right.
But yeah, so like, you know, you would ask about how many followers we would have and how big is our mailing list. But how, other than mailing it out, how do you create those into tickets?
Yeah, no,
Sold
that's
tickets.
a great question. And that's one of the biggest questions that we get from a lot of people is, I have this amazing idea. I know people need what I want. I know I can make money from an event, but how the heck do I get butts and seats? Right? That's the biggest question for a lot of people. So,
and it's an industry term, by the way.
Yeah.
Butts and seats.
Butts and
Yes,
seats.
butts and
It's
seats.
true, right? Yeah, but how do you get people there, right?
Yeah.
And not just how do you get people there, how do you get the right people there, right? Because I could go out and hand out $20 bills to people and say, come inside, and they'll come inside. Right? But are they your ideal client? But anyway, so to fill the event, we have a list of over 23 different ways that you can fill your event. I know, that's a lot.
Wow, can we get some? Just a couple?
Yeah. So,
yeah. A couple tips.
She's working for you guys. But, yeah, so I'll give you my top 5.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and you can reach out to us, and we'd be happy to share our list of the 23 ways. And I'm going to preface it by saying, don't try all 23 at once, because you'll go nuts. It's too much. It's too much to start with. But the number one way and the most underutilized way to fill a room You want to take a guess? No?
Making phone calls?
Phone calls. You got it.
I won!
What did you win, Aaron?
I won number one.
That's why you guys listen to her, because she's smart. Yeah, it really
I
is.
do know some of these things. I don't know 23 ways though, which is why I'm like, what am I going to learn?
Right.
I love learning things. This is why we do this.
Yeah. No, but it's true though. You know, it's something so simple again, but it is the most powerful. So, you know, the people that you're going to be calling are the people that raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested in this event.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you're going to spend the most of your time doing phone calls, because otherwise it could take so much of your time just going through and making phone calls to all of your list. But
yeah.
Right.
So choosing the people that you actually know would
Right.
be interested. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, real
Phone
connection, guys. Let's do it. All right.
Who knew?
Yep.
Yeah, so phone calls, speaking engagements. If you
Okay.
can get on any stages, whether
Of
it's
course.
local, big, small, you know, some people overlook just even the small events to go in and get and speak.
Okay.
You know, so as much as you can get in front of people,
Yeah.
speaking.
So wait, before you continue on
Sure.
that note, just yes, it's all about cross promoting and so on and so. We got tons of stages, so please, if you want to get on a stage, let me know.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll have to chat about that too.
Yes.
Yeah. So. So speaking, definitely. And you said another one, right? Email marketing.
Right.
Right. But the right email marketing. The messaging is so critically important. We just spent 2 days with a room of clients sketching out their entire messaging and their marketing for their events. And it is simple at the end of the day, but it has to be so crisp and so clear and exactly what they're going to get out of the event. Again, what's in it for me?
Right.
Right. They're always asking that. So email marketing, but making sure that it's educational,
Right.
right? So that you're not just saying, bye, come to my event. You're actually becoming a trusted advisor in people's minds. You're giving them really good educational content, right? Before you even ask for a dime, before you ask for them to come to your event. You need to be giving some really good free content and value first.
Give,
Right?
give.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Be a
Right?
giver.
Give value.
Right? Like what you're doing
Value.
here.
Yeah.
This is great, amazing free content that people are going to get, and all of your podcasts that you do. So always give. Yeah. And then become that trusted advisor in their mind. And then as you're doing email marketing, you know, you're gonna get a much higher open rate, you're gonna get much better results. And they'll want to come to your event.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Number 3.
So number 3, do you want to share another one real quick?
If I get all 23 tips, we're going. Okay, I don't care.
I'm going to kind of piggyback on what you were talking about earlier with sponsorships and the value of having sponsorships where they are actually strategic alliances. Because imagine if you had if you had 20 sponsors there, and each sponsor brought 10. There's 200 people coming just from your sponsors, right?
Yeah.
So again, creating that community feeling of saying, hey, if we all are helping each other, right? If we're all doing our little bit, that takes your number down as the host, down to 300, and dispersing about for the sponsors to each bring 10, there you go. There's your 500 right there. So again, that's why who you choose as a sponsor can be so vital to the success of
Yeah,
an
it needs to
event.
be strategic.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about the dollars. You know, you want to have someone that's really going to be a partner in your event, right? So it really is that true win-win situation.
Nice. Okay, so I just have so many questions. Okay, I'm just gonna get as many
going.
as
Hey,
possible.
hey.
Keep
But,
going.
We're here.
how long does it typically take to put on a successful event?
So if you're looking to do an event that's going to be, you know, over 100 people, you're looking at maybe 2, 3, 4, 500 people, something like that. You want to make sure that you have a really good strategy that you can work out over time. So you need to, like I said, be nurturing your list. So you need some time to develop that. So I would say if you're new to this, 6 to 9 months is really a time period so you can really build everything out and do it the right way, because you don't want to soil your name by not doing it the right way. Right.
Yep.
If you're looking to do a smaller event, you know, once you have the marketing, you have your plan sketched out and your strategy. If you're just doing some workshops or a half-day event, you know, maybe that's something that you could do in 2-3 months. So again, it's where are you starting? What's your starting point? And let's figure that out first, so that you're not biting off more than you can chew, and you're really going to put on a profitable event.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So much information. I'm like, I have a billion questions, but we have to do it off camera. But if you guys want more information, what's your guys' .com?
Yeah, so it's ateameventcompany.com. So just like the show or the movie with Bradley Cooper, A Team Event Company, because we're your A team.
Yeah, definitely. And, just like what the whole reason for this whole entire headquarters is to unite the different tribes. So best believe you guys will see them a lot. So if you guys want to reach out to them, definitely reach out through their website, or you can just let us know. We all work together. It's all about co-creating for sure.
Right.
So usually before I get off our show here, I like to ask kind of a deeper question from, because all of us go through experiences, and living your passion on a day-to-day basis, we are constantly learning from ourselves, from each other.
And that's true.
Yeah. So, life's it, and it's all about, having a breakdown and then making it into a breakthrough where you're just like, aha, and then you just keep it going. So, if you guys can, if you want to just talk about what is your latest breakthrough. And I can go first because I know that I kind of just landed that question on you guys. I forgot to mention that earlier. So
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Are you guys ready?
I'm good on my feet. I can do the dance.
Of course you are. Of course. Okay. So what's your latest breakthrough?
My latest breakthrough is remembering to give yourself the high level of service you give your clients.
Love it.
Right? Because, we go above and beyond for our clients, and we over deliver, and he has to remind me to pull it back a little bit sometimes. But, we don't always take care of ourselves to the same standard.
I'm going to use that as my breakthrough right now too.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned that the hard way, and when you don't learn a lesson, the universe just keeps slamming it at you until you're like, okay, it's time. I get it. So it's giving yourself the same quality as you would give your clients. It's really important.
Beautiful. I love that.
And walk the walk.
Yeah.
Walk the walk, which we do walk the walk, but I need to make sure I give myself the same standard as I give my clients.
Damn, I love that.
Yeah.
Want to add something?
I would say for me, one of my biggest breakthroughs, I tend to be more a critical thinker, more of like the details and just what's going on with systems and stuff. So I tend to be the what if person. Like, what if this happens, or what if that? So I'm trying to always have a plan. And this past week, I basically said, I'm going to throw that out the window, and I'm going to trust our own process in what we're doing, and just be focused on some great positive outcomes. And not to say that I've been negative, but I just tend to be wanting to be always prepared, right? And yet, when you're always prepared, you're always kind of thinking about, again, the what if. So for me, I scrapped that. And my biggest breakthrough was just trusting the process and being positive and focusing on what will be instead of what may be. And it for this past week, it worked out fantastic. And that's probably been one of my biggest breakthroughs recently, probably in the last 6 months, honestly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I love
That's a good
that.
one. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you guys, both of you guys. That is awesome.
What's your breakthrough?
So my breakthrough recently has been just really being comfortable in the uncomfortable and realizing that when you are scared to do something, it's because you get to just climb onto the skinny branches and just go for it. And just like you said, trust the process, and just do it. Just do it, and everything will always be okay, especially if your heart is in it and your intention is phenomenal.
Yes.
Which most of us, we have great hearts, which is why you guys are tuning in, because we all are all connected. So thank you guys so much for joining us here. Please, anytime you guys are out here in LA, come back again so we can get the other 20 tips.
Well, just reach out to us. I'm happy to share it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll add it onto the next newsletter for sure.
Cool. Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you guys again. And once again, you can get their website at, and is it actually on there already?
I think it is. Yeah.
We'll make sure it's there on our YouTube channel. Down below. I always wanted to do that, so now you're gonna have to put it down below, Passion.
Oh no, it's that way.
Now we're confusing everybody.
You can figure it out. You're smart people.
All right. My name is V. Fournier. Thank you so much for joining us on Passion for Purpose at the Tribe Unity headquarters. Have a good night, and we love you guys.